8:15. It's frosty, but it looks like it's gonna be sunny today. So we will take that. We will take that. That will warm up the backside of the house. Really nice. And a great thing about the backside of the house, and just how ingeniously these houses were made, is that a lot of the main rooms and also the main bedrooms are all on the sunny side. So when that sun comes out, that's really gonna help us today, which is good. I almost missed a nice little sunrise this morning. I thought it was already up, but it's still rising apparently. Nice to hear some birds. They've been very quiet. Yeah, we're down a degree, close to 6 inside now. So still above freezing in here. That's good. Gonna start the day today by attempting to mitigate some of the water issues and also the temperature issues. So the first job, simple job, move the dehumidifier into this room and help to dry it out. Second job is going to be to replace this big sheet of glass. Now that's going to help us a lot because it's going to cut all this airspace out when we're trying to heat the room at night. And we don't have, once this glass is in, we won't have to heat the closet and the bathroom and all this space. So it should help. I should really spend probably a few days organizing my tools because this area is a bit messy, but I've tried to organize things in terms of tasks. So I have an electrical pail. This is my window changing pail. So I got lots of caulking, got some gloves, a couple chisels and things to get stuff out. Here's my my bag for saws, and I'm not going to use the big Bosch today. I think I'm just going to use this little Ryobi because we have very little to cut out. But that'll do a nice job, and we'll take these two up and get going. Every window is different, and now we're probably getting close to having replaced the 50 different panes. This one's really nice. Look at how clean that is. When it came out, when it broke, all the supporting material came out with it. So nice clean spot to lay the new glass. Just a few pieces left. See if we can do it with one hand here. Oh yeah, see how that comes out? Look at that, nice and clean. Oh, perfect. Don't even need the saw. Almost perfect, but there is one little bit that'll need to get cut out. Leroy Merlin usually does a fantastic job of cutting big pieces of glass for us. I was really pleased they could cut one this big, because again, that's a huge piece of glass. Like, you get the idea how big that is. Unfortunately, they were out of 4mm, so it's just 3mm, which is very thin. So we got to be very careful we don't break this. Should be not too bad once it's in, because you know it's supported on all the sides. But while it's being installed, we'll have to be very careful.
So last summer, we had an unfortunate moment where there was a gust of wind. Usually, we're very good at always using the metal chain to tack the windows and doors. But somehow that got missed and this smashed at some point. So, considering how cold we are, we figured let's get that figured out so that we can keep the heat in during the nighttime, especially. But look what's out today. That's a good moment for us, the sun. Yippee. The dog enjoying a little morning dog watch.
Glass in both doors. That's good. Let it harden, then we'll clean her up.
So, you know, if you live in a house, everyone needs a laundry room, right? This is our little laundry room that many students use and get through. And things you may not know about European washer and dryers, but they're rather petite. I don't know if you can see, that's how big my hand is. That's how big the hole is. Every time we go back to North America, I am blown away by the amount of laundry I can get inside the washer. And here, you know, that basket wasn't full completely. It was close. And, you know, there's not a lot of empty space. There's a little bit. But, and the dryer, similar, not too big. However, here's fun idiosyncrasy. At home, our water drains out of a dryer. Here, there's a reservoir that collects that you have to empty every time you dry something. And of course the lint catcher also has to get emptied. But anyway, I thought you'd find this interesting about petite washers. Maybe one day we will get a North American sized one. Costco in Paris actually sells them, but they don't sell the big dryers, I haven't noticed. And the drying is a thing. So anyway, little tidbit. Go out and check and see how our urns are doing. You know, it's funny. We have a gated property with the gates always locked and shut. And yet we still have animals abounding, which, you know, I like that. My dad had a game preserve on our farm, but we didn't live amongst. And when you have a dog and we have students here, it's always a little more daunting in general. And of course, the Bing can easily get fleas and stuff. So we're on medicine for that. But needless to say, let's go take a little peek and see. They look good from here. What I don't think you realize is how heavy these things are. There's no way in the world I could have pushed it over. Uh-oh, someone's on the... Oh, he sees the cars. Funny guy. Looks good though. Nothing else was nibbled. The rose is still alive. There's a plus. I don't really care about the petunias, but that iceberg rose I would like to save. This one stayed intact. Again, we're not getting that back up on the pedestal, at least until we have 4 or 5 others that maybe can get that up. We don't know anyone with a hoist or anything like that. Let's go check the other ones. However, oh, here he comes running back. Oh, I'm not gonna see him. Oh, what a funny guy. Here he comes. Oh, he has a good life. Pretty fun, eh, Bingy? Watching for more holes being dug, just in case any more decided to come visit. And this little rose, again, still green, good news, tucked in. The bummer about this one is there were some pieces that broke off this side, I believe. So this ring, unfortunately, broke. However, you know, whatever, that's the least of our problems in general. So again, one day they will sit back up on the pedestal and we all will rejoice. Not a big deal, but anyways, we're trying to take care of the things that we've inherited, and hopefully we can do that. Well, that's fun. Look how long they are. Fantastic. I didn't measure that, hoping that they would be big enough for some of our high ceilings. Still haven't measured, but I rigged myself a little thing so they could sit up a bit. So you can see, I think, I am a little rookie. There is one more hook under here that I didn't use, that probably everything should have scooched over one. So this was a little closer. However, obviously you'd be looking up at it like this. So there'd be a bit of a frill along the top, and the great side pieces that we could pull to the side with a tassel. And yeah, so the question is, do they have more? I'd need one more, I think, panel, because the other one's actually quite big too. So it would probably fill in around here. I don't know if you can see that, around this little scooch, and then maybe halfway across, and then the other one would do the other side. I don't know. However, even if this is a supplement fabric and we add something to it, I think it's great. This is definitely stuff you don't find in our antique stores. And ooh, that was very, very pokey. And that's a nail, not a nail, a pin or something. No wonder it hurt. Okay. And I think it's pretty great. These are our little fairy tale moments.
Boy, the temperature doing great downstairs. Look at that, it's like 8. So it's maybe almost up to 9. It's like almost 2 degrees warmer down in the basement. I believe it, all that beautiful heat coming out of the ground. Yeah, thank you very much. All right, the morning check of our leak. We still have water, but again, water, you know, it evaporates very slowly when it's this cold. And you'll notice that all the water's all over here, kind of in the low point, but in the high point where the water is running down to, there's nothing. And the wall is dry, so I kind of think we got it. I kind of think we got it.
House. And we don't have a session going on. The thing I try to do is to walk through the space regularly to see if we see anything new and unusual, because heaven knows there often is. That's how we found lots of things the other day. So today I'm going to check on the paint. Remember how last summer, beautiful sun, I had repainted and primed and everything else this area over here. And I think, considering, it's not too bad. I think it's sticking. There is one little thing here which looks like while we were gone my lovely painting fell. So I'm sad about that. It looks like it fell out of the frame. I hope the frame isn't beyond repair. So I suspect that's what nicked. Oh dear, and it did that too. Oh, that's a shame. So we'll have to repair that. And apparently the frame. But you know what? The paint's sticking. So we'll take that for the win. For one of the first times I moved out and I moved to the city to go to university. And I was staying in a nice older man's house, and I had the basement room. A bunch of the other girls had the upstairs. And it just never felt like home until I put up some pictures of our family and things like that. And you know what? It is high time I did that here. So when I was home this last time, I got some pictures printed and had found these frames at Maison du Monde, a nice little store here in the city, and thought, you know what? This makes me feel so much better when our kids aren't here with us. It makes me feel like, yeah, it's gonna be home. It's gonna be good.
Day is going well so far, and I'm thankful for it. Just getting ready to go in the car, and I was taking a look back at this beautiful chateau and thinking about even just today and my response. It really is quite the experience buying one of these things and trying to fix it up. A lot of people dream about it, and it is a dream. Like it's amazing to look at. And you're like, wow, that's incredible. And for a person like my wife, who is very steady emotionally, she doesn't get very up and very down. She's very consistent. It's a really great personality to have. It's a good thing because she just keeps plugging away. I'm a little bit more emotional. I tend to be a little more up and down. It's just who I am. I'm not sure I would choose it if I had the choice, but it is who I am. And so even today, you know, I look at this thing and I'm like, oh, I just feel the beauty, and I'm thankful for our path. And I'm thankful we get to do this, and I'm thankful for what I perceive as the call of God in our life to do this. And I know what we're doing is important. And yet, you know, you're putting a big sheet of glass up there hoping it doesn't break on you, and it's not going in perfectly, and it's frustrating. And there's moments where I'm like, oh, this is hard. Or even, it's not even just that it's hard. It's okay to do hard work, but it's, you know, when you come up against jobs you don't know how to do, and situations that seem a little bit scary, like structural stuff and roof stuff and leak stuff, that's the tough stuff mentally. And so, got to keep pressing on, and maybe that's the same for you in your life too. Maybe there's things that are tricky, and so keep pressing on. I'll keep pressing on. Mr. Bingley will keep pressing on, and that's not real hard for him because he just runs around and has fun and encourages us, I guess. It was pretty funny. One of the people said that on the comments when somebody said that they thought we needed a Mrs. Bingley. I don't know. I mean, it would be nice. Maybe one of these days.
Many of you don't know our Mr. Bingley. However, if you did, you'd realize that him sitting in this glorious sunshine, staying super warm, is what he's doing today. And what's funnier is he's the kind of boy that just will follow you everywhere, up and down stairs, outside, and sit wherever you are working. Not today. Hey, are you staying warm in here? Are you with your jammies? I know we're not big on putting stuff on dogs really, but it's so cold. I figured I better when we came. And I think I'm happy we did. Hey, funny guy. Are you a funny guy? Oh, you're so tired. Sitting in the sunshine. I know, Mr. Bingley. You're a funny guy. Yeah, you are. Enjoy, puppers. Enjoy.
When we were at Leroy Merlin, the gentleman that was there said he couldn't do angle cuts. Now, I didn't want to push it, but I've had guys at Leroy Merlin do angle cuts two or three times, so I knew they actually could. But you know what? He couldn't do it, so I said, okay, fine. So we don't have glass, but improvise. For the time being, we just have like a really thin plastic tarp. And honestly, that's probably gonna be enough because a lot of years we don't have anything. And this still lets a little bit of light through, which is nice down here. And some of you are probably thinking, well, there's very little insulation value in a plastic tarp, and you're right. But happily, it's kind of wedged between this edge and this metal. So it's sitting, it's in there good and tight, and it stops airflow, which is what kills us, right? There's lots of warm air in here. It's just when the wind whips through, which it does, it blows all the air out. So this is a good temporary stopgap measure. Those of you who have been with us for a while probably remember the Rose bathroom. That's a video that's really a lot of people saw. Hi, there's me in the mirror. And you'll remember that Leslie was looking for a corner piece so the students would have somewhere to put their stuff. Well, there it is, and that's nice. It's such a beautifully, when the sun comes out, my goodness, this side of the house, it is just beautiful. And honestly, it's warm enough to shower in here. Like normally in the winter, it's like, nope, I don't think so. But today, I think it would work. I think it would be warm enough. But yeah, nice addition. It's mid-afternoon and we're cleaning some grout. Looking better. It's looking better. It's cleaning up. One of the great things about grout, I'm coming all the way around here, is like you look at it and you're like, oh no, look at that molding is grout. And then you're like, oh, that cleaned up pretty good. So most of the time, it cleans up real nice. And if there is a chip, it just flakes off normally. So we're changing our water often and we're gonna get the film off. I found at least one spot where I forgot to get it. Oh, whoops, that was a mistake. We'll clean that up. I'm pleased with the way that washed up. And yeah, it's looking much, much better. Probably have to do it again before we're done. Now that primer's probably dry. I can probably get up there and attempt to paint the ceiling. So Leslie can get going on the trim. She's the trim expert.
Finished priming bits and pieces in the London bathroom so that I'll be ready for painting trim in there. Meanwhile, I'm gonna take this back downstairs and change my shoes because that's what you do here. Slippers on the main floor, dirty shoes in the basement. Otherwise, we just track around too much dust. And down the servant staircase we go, loving every bit of sun. And off to go get more work done downstairs while the sun is shining.
Okay, came into the basement. Look at this, by the way, my lovely wife. This is only the basement, which I believe is 9 or 10 feet tall. Isn't that big for a basement? Sue Soul.
I love it.
I know, tall. Mm-hmm. And what you been doing?
What am I doing? Oh boy. This room has a lot of things to get done. But just now, I was up there was a lot of peeling paint. So I've been trying to peel some of that off as carefully as possible because I don't want to dig into it too much and it's curved, so it's kind of tricky. But I want to get the worst of it off.
So you can prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're unhappy with those wires too.
Oh dear, they're awful.
I know, but
and the paint, when they painted the yellow, is all plumped underneath.
Oofta.
So I kind of hate the idea of us painting on top because then if we ever take that out, the whole thing's gonna need, I don't know what, strip or something, so you're gonna see all these lines.
Unfortunately, those are the new power outlets though.
Are they?
Yeah, and these pipes are if we take out the radiators, eventually they can go. But
that's just 2 holes.
Not till then, yeah.
So you can see there's this little strip on the base that's curved where it's all black.
Oh yeah.
And I did just this little strip.
It's just dirty? It's like mold or whatever? Dirt, sand?
It's not mold because I don't want to not breathe tonight. But that is just dirty. I can't prime or paint over that. So
one step at a time.
Yep.
GA rooms are going to be beautiful.
I just wish I had one bigger ladder. I'm on my tiptoes.
Uh-oh.
I'm a little short.
Got to get one bigger.
We got the ladder, so we're back to ivy duty on these shutters. Always an interesting endeavor, but here we go. Time to let the outside stay outside so that we can enjoy the inside.
Okay, so I just went to pick this guy up. That's disgusting. Get this off the floor.
So that's great news. Disaster slightly diverted. I'll have to get that clean. But at least the radiator that fell off the wall is out of the room. And I probably should have started with this space because a big thanks to our friends who came last summer, a nice group of people that we got to know, and a couple from Oregon actually came and helped prime and fill all of these walls down here with me. And so this bit was already primed. If I had been more clever, I probably should have started with this side, but I did not. Next time.
I swear the best thing about the winter here is these lights.
The angle of the sun hits all the prisms perfectly.
Yeah, it's just so fantastic. I don't know if I'm getting it on camera, but man, oh man, it looks good live.
It does. What a joy this little light is.
Yeah, this was money well spent. Beauty, beauty, beauty. Mini sparkle. Oh, I don't know, man, it's just so great live, you guys. It's hard to capture, but let's see if we can capture it.
I think so. About right here is where it seems to sparkle. I know we've had some conversations about animals around the house lately. We have plenty of spiders, but you know, I've shooed away, this is probably number 8 down here today. But you know, I don't mind these little guys. He's very tiny. There were varying sizes down here earlier, but you know, I have to say, oh, he's sitting very still now. I don't mind them. They eat bugs. They mind their own business. They like the corners. I'm okay with that. You behave nicely, we'll behave nicely, and it works out perfectly.
Okay, last job of the day. I'm gonna come up to the pigeon room and I'm gonna try to figure out this leak. Now, the water must be coming down about there, but this feels very dry up here. One of my theories, and I'm gonna get the camera out, we've got a really cool snake camera that we're gonna try, and we're gonna shoot it up here and see if this is blocked. Because if that pipe is blocked, I mean, this is about exactly where the water's leaking, and if it was blocked, say there, then the water's pooling and seeping through, that would make a lot of sense, but I can't tell from here. So we'll have to get up on the roof or get the roofers up there. But this is definitely wet here. A little bit, so feels wet. Suppose I could break through this. Yeah, it might be interesting. I don't know that I've been up here at sunset. It's kind of cool. Got some orange going on, which I guess would make sense. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, so these pails are only $1 each. After we use them for grout, mortar, we try to clean them and use them as many times as we can. Then we bring them up here to catch water at the end, for the end of their life. And then I got some tarps. I got these metal gutter things and some pails. We'll make things a little more secure. Beautiful time of day to do some gutter cleaning. And that is the dirty one. That's the one that's all plugged up. Oh look, there's 2. There's a metal one and a plastic. They both came out. Not helpful. You can see why I went with the plastic one. I thought it was nice and big and it would let more water in. But every time I come back, they're out. So I'm gonna go to the metal ones again. This one actually seems a bit bigger, the old one. The new one seems like it's a bit wider. So I guess we'll see what happens. This device is wonderful. He jury-rigged this so we can pop it in from a distance.
So can you hear it? The bells are ringing. It's noon. This is the bakery that we're gonna go to at lunch today. And you know what I love? They decorate with all the greenery and boughs on their restaurants and their houses. It's just the cutest thing.
Great stuff. The juice, I love these guys. These are super good. Good juice. The tart citron looks good. Boy, these fruit ones look good too, don't they? They all look good. Looks good. Yeah. Always funny to be in a bakery. Let's take a look over here too. Candies are kind of tempting too.
There are small amounts of.
Okay, bakery time. Woo, woo, woo. There's my pizza, a little pop, and we tried 3 desserts. We got the religieuse, and then what's yours?
A delicieux chocolat. It's, I think it's meringue. They also call them marvelous. So I don't know. This is probably their version of it. I just have wanted to taste one.
Yeah.
And then the
And then
tart
the tart citron lemon tart.
Which we always
the
love.
religieuse is kind of like a chocolate cream puff, and 3 layers. It's kind of like a nun.
2.
Is it supposed to be like a nun
2.
or a?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
A head and a body.
And then you have a croque monsieur.
No, but it's one of those croissants with the cheese and the bechamel.
Oh, okay,
inside.
that's good.
I don't know what she called it.
And we thought we ordered a quiche, but we don't see it. So this will be good. Yum. So this whole eating out challenge is really the wrong word. This wonderful gift from a friend of eating out has been just amazing, and we've enjoyed it so much. Last few days we've eaten in some great restaurants, and they've given us a ton of food. In fact, we find ourselves eating 1 meal a day. Basically, you have cereal in the morning, and then have our French meal out somewhere, and then you're pretty much done. Sometimes we have like a little bit of cereal in the evening or leftovers if there are some. But it's been fantastic. So we figured it's been fantastic, and so we thought, well, I guess maybe the right thing to do today is just to go a little bit later. And also, it's kind of fun. We've had some friends, some of our neighbors, who invited us over for aperitifs tonight. So we're looking forward to that a lot as well. That should also be great. By the way, this whole meal about $15. So, and by dollars I mean euro. So they're about $7.50 each. Those desserts are about €2 each. I think the drink was $2. I think the pizza was $3 or $4, and I think yours was maybe $3-ish. So really super reasonable and a good tasting meal. Dessert time.
All right. I saw these on
Come in for the zoom in.
a chef's site. When I first learned about them, the merveilleux, like the marvelous. It's a hard French word to say. And they called them delicieux at this place. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I think it's meringue with cream, honestly, but
Ooh, it's hard.
apparently. So yeah, meringue.
Ooh,
Meringue. I think it's usually
that's gonna be interesting. That, to be honest, looks like the kind of dessert I'm not a big fan of.
with cream in the middle.
But you like meringue.
Chocolate cream in the middle. I
Okay,
do
how's
like
it taste?
meringue. We'll find out.
Good.
Chocolate cream
Yep.
or meringue.
Good. And I always love the religieuse. I mean, think about what can go wrong. It's like a cream puff, and it's a religious cream puff. So I mean, how? I say that, and I can't get my fork out. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. Stunning video here. I'm just mangling it.
A little bit.
Ooh, so that's more chocolatey than whipped creamy today. Does taste good. Ooh, duh. And this is kind of fun. I saw, when I was walking in, I saw a walnut just sitting outside the door. Now, sometimes the birds will, go grab the walnuts or any other kind of nuts, and they'll go up and eat them on top of the house. Then once in a while, they wash through the drain if maybe this one got dropped. But we're never here when they're coming off the tree, so it's kind of fun to see one now. It might be gross on the inside. We'll take a look.
I suspect it will be gross, but we'll find out.
Ooh.
What pops open.
That looks good.
Come closer.
Look.
Oh, well, looks
It does look good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do we dare eat it? Should we wash it?
Give it a smell. If the nut's bad,
I don't know. I don't know much about nuts.
Well, it's our first time having a walnut tree.
Yeah, our own walnut.
And every time they mature, we're not here in the fall.
Okay, I guess I'm
it
gonna
looks
eat it.
good. Give it a go.
Tastes good.
Does it?
Yep.
Give me one.
Yep.
Huh?
Yeah, that's how they're supposed to taste.
Ah, yay.
Fun.